Cute, sexy, and fun. You're watching CSF Nation's Own, WMK TV, Channel 90.
Problem couldn't get any worse. It got a lot worse. Itch.io, a very well-known and very well-recognized site that houses thousands of indie games ranging from action-adventure, platforming, horror games, and yes, even adult games, they effectively shadow dropped, or shadow removed in this case, all of their adult game category late last night with no explanation given, no forewarning, just completely removed. And a lot of indie devs were completely curious on why, they couldn't no longer access their games, why they were gone. You had community members that have bought certain games. They were wondering, why can't I download this game anymore? Why can't I find this game? They were left confused, wondering what is going on. And after many hours going by and many people questioning what's going on, Itch.io made an official statement on their site earlier this morning, listing out the reason why it happened. So let's get right into this and let's read it. We have de-indexed all adult NSFW content from our browser and search pages. We understand this action is sudden and disruptive, and we are truly sorry for the frustration and confusion caused by this change. Recently, we came under scrutiny from our payment processors regarding the nature of some content hosted on itch.io due to a game titled No Mercy, which was temporarily available on itch.io before being banned back in April. The organization, Collective Shouts, launched a campaign against Steam and itch.io, directing concerns to our payment processors about the nature of certain content found on both platforms. Are we surprised to find out who's involved in this? Payment processors and Collective Shouts?
No, we're not. We are completely not surprised in the slightest.
Are we really surprised? Before I make any more comments about this, let's just keep reading. Our ability to process payments is critical for every creator on our platform to ensure that we can continue to operate and provide a marketplace for all developers. We must prioritize our relationship with our payment partners and take immediate steps towards compliance. This is a time-critical moment for itch.io. This situation developed rapidly, and we had to act urgently to protect the platform's core payment infrastructure. Unfortunately, this meant it was not realistic to provide creators with advance notice before making this change. We know this is not ideal, and we apologize for the abruptness of this change. We are currently conducting a comprehensive audit of content to ensure we can meet the requirements of our payment processors. Pages will remain de-indexed as we complete our review. Once this review is complete, we will introduce new compliance measures for NSFW pages. This will include a new step where creators must confirm that their content is allowable under the policies of the represented payment processors linked to their accounts. We'll talk about that in just a second. Part of this review will see some pages being permanently removed from itch.io. Affected accounts will be notified through their account's email address from our support address. You can reply to that email if you have any follow-up questions. We ask for your patience and understanding as we navigate this challenging period. I'm sorry we cannot share more at this time as we are still getting a full understanding of the situation ourselves. We will post a follow-up on our blog if the situation changes. Thank you.
Situation is not going to change. The situation will not change. I'm just going to say that right now. They bent the knee, and we're going to get more into what is really going on behind the scenes. So continue.
So I'm just about to pop off, okay? This right here is just such a gross thing to say that it just, once again, they're doing this so blatantly and out in the open because they think they can get away with it. Like, straight up, payment processors literally forced itch.io to have new policies, to force a new policy on their site to respect payment processors, all in the name of brand protection. This is a problem. This is a huge problem. Now, scrolling up here, and let's look at the actual people responsible. Payment processors, aka Visa and MasterCard, and also Collective Shout. So I think we kind of understand the timeline here, what's probably happened. Most likely Collective Shout, when the same time they sent in like their messages and stuff to payment processors for Steam, around the same time they probably did the exact same thing to itch.io. And it's just probably, it took a little bit longer for itch.io to really, actually do something about it, or maybe for them to be contacted by payment processors, because Steam was probably the bigger fish, which, let's be fair, it was. But now itch.io probably got hit by the exact same thing that was sent to Steam, about a week ago. And this is all responsible, and this has happened thanks to Collective Shout, which I'm just going to say, I've already called them out. I've already talked about it yesterday. This is the same group that defends the movie Cuties. They run defense for Cuties, released by Netflix. But then they censor fictional content like this. There's a clear problem here. This group, Collective Shout, needs to be investigated.
Also, by the way, I just want to point this out. This was itch.io's tweet all the way back in January of 2022. Warning, itch.io is not for prudes. If you click our link, please be careful about what you might see. Well, that tweet aged well, didn't it? That tweet aged well, didn't it? Continue.
Like, that people need to investigate them. People need to figure out what's going on. They're definitely hiding some skeletons in their closet. But one big takeaway I want to get from this is obviously the main enemy here is the payment processors. Visa, MasterCard, and all the others involved that's potentially not been name dropped. Yeah, all the payment processors are effectively the main issue. They are the ones doing this. However, Collective Shout is more or less a symptom or an individual utilizing already what payment processors want to do. They want control. They want to be a monopoly or a dual monopoly, have complete control over the market, and just be able to force you to only buy certain things that they deem that you can only buy. It's really messed up. It's honestly, it feels dystopian to me. But the big thing I want to get at is that Collective Shout, they aren't the main issue here. The issue is that they were so easily able to contact payment processors to get something like this done. I think that's an issue. And I think that, as I've already talked about a few days ago, this doesn't just happen with a group. It means that the group Collective Shout most likely has quite a big person behind them contacting these payment processors, because just some run-of-the-mill activist group would not be capable of the amount of damage that's just happened in the last week alone. That is not normal at all. Anyone trying to sugarcoat that and act like it's normal, I don't know what to say, because it's not normal for an activist group to get this much done this quickly and just under a week after contacting payment processors. Like, just no. Like, anyone that knows with customer service or trying to get things officially done, it takes ages. So it's weird to see this group being able to move actual massive companies so quickly. Now, with that being said, I want to talk about these payment processors and the answer to fighting back against them. So there is a bill currently ongoing right now in America called H.R. 987, Fair Access to Banking Act. And to summarize what this bill actually does, if you live in the United States, there is a bill called H.R. 987, or the Fair Access to Banking Act, that prohibits banks and payment processors from exceeding their authority and regulating them. So contact your representatives and senators and ask them to move the bill forward to get it passed. So basically, what this bill, from what my understanding is and what was brought to my attention, is to stop these payment processors and banks and all that from overreaching all in the name of brand protection and censoring content. Because at this point, it's very clear that's what it is. It's antitrust laws being violated. They are forcing different countries that are not even affiliated, they have different laws and everything, being forced to buckle and bend and bow down to censorship. Look at what happened to Japan. And the fact that you have this feminist Australian group able to get effectively games banned on multiple sites, hundreds and thousands of games banned on multiple sites, and it's globally, not just in Australia, is massive overreach, and it definitely needs to be reined in. Visa, MasterCard, all these payment processors need to be reined in. This needs to be talked about. A lot of people need to be talking about this. It's very, very important. And that's why I'm going to say it right here. I think, though, that I don't normally ask for this, but please leave a like on this video, share this video, leave a comment. This video needs to hit the algorithm. People need to find out about this because it is a
Link to Chibi Review's video is in the description.
huge issue that is slowly getting worse. And if you think it's going to just stop at adult games or games on itch.io or Steam or whatever, they're already trying to come for other games. They're coming for Detroit Become Human, GTA. There's already examples that the group Collective Shout wants to go after regular games as well. It's not going to just stop at adult games or NSFW. It's going to go much further. This is the same group that was, egging on a senator in Australia to effectively do a sweeping ban of anime and manga, thanks to No Game No Life, Goblin Slayer, Sword Art Online, and Arrow Manga Sensei, using them as examples within an actual court, like in the government, with the senator talking about trying to get anime banned, but in a sweeping ban, like everything removed. And Collective Shout was literally cheering that senator on. So anyone thinking it's going to stop at just like adult games is lying to themselves. It will come for you. It will take anything you love and cherish from you if this is not stopped. So back into what I showed earlier, this is important, okay? I think everyone, it is your duty, especially if you're an American citizen, to do this. You should call your senator or state representative and tell them to try to push this bill forward. But I also think you should, if you live in a different country and you're capable of contacting your representative, you should do the exact same thing. Even if a bill like this doesn't exist, you should bring it up to your state representatives because this is very important. You have overreach and authoritarian motives from these payment processors trying to control media and censor media. It's not good. It's very bad. And I think anyone that continues to not talk about this, I just don't know why. This is going to come for everything. It's only a matter of time until it eventually trickles down into just regular run-of-the-mill content. And, I mean, it already kind of is. But I'll leave it at that. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe. Stay healthy. Chibi out.
Okay, so I want to start off with Chibi Reviews first because this is only a microcosm about what we're about to go into this morning. So let me go ahead and just give you guys the brief introduction. Good morning, CSF Nation. I'm Makini 90 Yards German Illustrator. Welcome to the Friday edition of Makini in the Morning. And before we begin, let's send a thoughts and prayers to the legend himself, Hulk Hogan. If you guys did not know, Hulk Hogan passed away yesterday, and this is basically been a very sucky week with the passing of him, Malcolm Jamal Warner, and of course Ozzy Osbourne. Crazy, absolutely insanity. So from all of us here at Makini in the Morning, everybody here at CSF Nation, we would like to wish the family of Hulk Hogan our thoughts and prayers. You will be remembered forever, basically. You are a true wrestling icon, a true legend in everything that you did. So I just wanted to bring that out. Rest in peace to Hulk Hogan, and fuck Twitter, Sean. Anyway, I want to start off with chibi reviews because we have a lot to go over, and we have a lot to put together. Madam Savvy, I have too many. There's a lot of tweets from Madam Savvy that's been going into this, and I have and we have some very interesting stuff too. As we're going to go over we're also going to go over the statement from Collective Shout on this whole ordeal, and we're going to rip it a new one. We're going to go into that. The next thing, one thing I do want to go into, we got a tweet from Kirsha that is going to be a follow-up to this. We also have some interesting news regarding the fact that the Japanese government is now caught wind of this. In fact, one member in the Japanese government actually publicly called out Collective Shout. Both Chibi Reviews and Madam Savvy made a tweet about it probably about Wednesday or so. I'm looking for where we could find it though. I'm trying to look for where I could find the tweet, but that was a really big that was definitely a big development in this whole censorship ordeal. And the thing is that it goes deeper. It goes deeper than you imagine. So I'm gonna try to get all the tweets and everything pulled up so that way we can get things going here. But you guys have been absolutely amazing. Thank you to everybody who's been showing up. We got 7 people watching. Thank y'all so much. I really mean that. And if you guys can do me one little favor, and of course, if you really want to stick it to the payment processors, you want to stick it to Collective Shout and all that jazz, there's only one thing I could ask you to do.
Hey, if you're enjoying this program, please smack that like button and make it jiggle.
And smack that subscribe button if you want to see more art content from Makini. Thank you so much, and hope you enjoy the show.
Later.
Okay, perfect. I found it. Okay, guys, smack that like button, make it jiggle. Smack that subscribe button and make it jiggle. You guys have been absolutely amazing. So hello to everybody in the chat. Emerald, Neo J, Pie Flinger, Power. You guys, Sean, everybody's been here. You guys have been amazing. Power, I have been keeping up. I've been keeping up with the V Shoujo situation. They are effectively shutting down at this point. They are effectively shutting down. The scandal is much bigger than imagined. And I was watching Tectone's video last night, and I think we can all unanimously agree and say that Baldy was right. Baldy was right on this one. Baldy was right. So apparently, Tectone's been in Tectone was a part of was really deep into this V Shoujo situation. But yeah, they are effectively shutting up. In case you guys don't know, they are effectively shutting down. They are effectively filing for bankruptcy because, yeah. And by the way, all that money that they basically took from people like Iron Mouse and such like that, Kason, yeah, they ain't getting it back. However, the good news though is that I think they I think it was at Iron Mouse. She raised over, I think her campaign raised over what, 1.2 million if I remember from what Rev says. So I think it was like over 1.2 million to make up for all of those costs. To definitely make up for the 500K that Vishojo just decided to take from her. And let's not forget all the fees that they've taken from other VTubers as well. But they are effectively shutting down at this point. So just want to bring that up, because there's definitely there's definitely a light among this in this freaking Vishojo drama. There's definitely some good that came out of it, and I'm really happy to see that. Really happy to see that. So, but I want to kind of piggyback on the first thing I want to do is I want to piggyback on Chibi Reviews' video, because here is an interesting post from Kirsha. By the way, yes, I am using the Foxu model for this one, or Foxu VTuber for this one. If you have a problem with that, you can proudly leave. You can leave, and you can come back in say the next 10-15 minutes. How about that? You can probably leave and come back about 10-15 minutes about that. So they might have lost 25 million. Jesus Christ. Million. So anyway, this is kind of piggyback on what Chibi Reviews is saying regarding the payment processors. And this has come from Kirsha on Twitter. I said it on Steam and I pinned it to my recent video about payment processors. But if you care about this censorship and live in the US while exposing the feminist harpies and the useful idiots who push for censorship is good for necessary, please make sure to contact your state representative about the Fair Access and Banking Act. It includes payment processors in both the Senate and House bills. The thing is that we can bring, it's important to bring this everything to light. It's important to absolutely talk about this. Yes. However, I think the only way that a lot of this is going to be able to make an absolute change about this is on the Senate and House level about this. So I'm going to put links on both. I'm going to put a link to both bills in the description, or put a link to both bills in the chat. Contact if you really want to make a change about this. Definitely contact your local state representative about this as well. Mr. Bug, good evening. Good morning to you. So I wanted, she was retweeting this from, quote tweeting this from Josh. But let's go into but first off, let's go into what this is about. So section 5, this is the payment card network. In this section, the term payment card network, meaning the term section 921-C of the Electronic Transfer Fund Act, UF 15 USC 16930-2C. Prohibition. No payment card network, including a subsidiary of a payment card network, may directly or through any agent, processor, or licensed member of the network contact, requirement, condition, penalty, or otherwise prohibit or inhibit the ability of any person who is compliant within the law, including Section 8 of this Act, to obtain services or products of the payment card network use because of political or reputational risk considerations. Basically, what this section of the bill is saying that payment processors such as Visa or MasterCard is not... I understand that. I'm just getting the word out, Sean. I get it. But basically what this is saying is that payment processors are not they're not gonna have a say in what you can or cannot buy using your Visa or MasterCard, whatever, because of political reasons. Like you can they can't shut you down They can't shut you down. They can't let you not use the money that you have on your card whatsoever to buy whatever you want because of political reasons. They're basically it's a bill to prohibit that. And it's a civil penalty. Any payment card network that violates subsection B shall be assessed to a civil penalty by the comptroller of the currency, not more than 10% of the value of services or products described in that subsection, not to exceed $10,000 per violation. Yeah, so they're basically basically if they even try to restrict you of you wanting to use your you wanted to use your credit card or debit card to buy like a statue or something like that because of political reasons or because of like ideological reasons, then yes, they will be fined. They will actually be fined for it. So it's very interesting. It's a very interesting thing. And let's go ahead and bring up Josh's tweet. Do not take the bait. This issue is not social activists or feminists in Australia. The issue is the payment processors. The issue is financial service. The issue is U.S. federal law. If you're angry about Steam pulling games and not only itch.io, you should be wanting to change the law. And I would agree. I would agree, but however, I'm going to mount, just like what Smash was saying in his stream last night, I'm going to put a little pushback on this. That yes, the real problem is with the real issue is with the payment processors who have, the control over all of this, basically. But I would argue that if it wasn't for this Australian feminist group like Collective Shout running their mouth and bragging about the games being banned on Steam and itch.io and other platforms, then nobody would have known about this whole ordeal and what was going on. This is basically exactly what happened with Sweet Baby Inc. and how Chris Kindred went after Caboose Rambo for a Steam curator page, Sweet Baby Inc. detected, and what triggered was essentially the Streisand effect. What Collective Shout did this past couple weeks, or this past week and a half, is the Streisand effect. You ran your mouth, you were bragging about it, you were bragging about the censorship on Steam, and that made everyone take notice. So I agree that the payment processors, I think, has an issue. I think that is one of the core issues and one of definitely the bigger culprit of this. But that's not to take any. I don't think that it's a complete bait, though. I don't think it's a complete bait. I think that you can go after that. You can, let's put it this way. You can criticize both. You can place the blame on both, basically. So I agree, but at the same time, I disagree on the fact that it's to not completely direct your attention away from Collective Shout, because it's a slippery slope. They have that much power. If they have that much power and influence, they're going to keep going. They're going to keep censoring more and more. They're going to keep pushing for censorship more and more, even on the littlest things. Even on the littlest things. Like I said on Wednesday, they'll come for your game. If they come for this game, you won't say anything. They come for that game, you won't say anything. Then they come for the game you like and you say something, but it's already too late. They don't know when to stop. When they think they're a hammer, everyone and everything around them is a nail. That's their mindset, basically. And this is going to be, and I think that it is a boiling, and I was bringing this up on Jada Concepts Discord, and some person put up that, yeah, this is going to be a boiling frog. this is going to be a boiling frog moment. And I think that it's going to keep boiling until more and more people are going to see this. More and more people are going to see this, and it is going to it's gonna escalate. I think this is gonna escalate. I really do. Because we saw this with itch.io. Speaking of which, itch.io, let me go find them. Itch.io has basically been ratioed at this point. They have basically been ripped to shreds over their posts on Twitter, on X, over their announcement of the change they need to make on X. They have been destroyed. And now you have some developers that were actually speaking out. This is coming from Pirate Nation on Twitter, not to be confused, Pirate Software. This is the good pirate, okay? This is the good pirate. Pirate Nation on Twitter. Itch.io reportedly removing all not safe for work games from their platform and payment processor demands. Now, to be fair, they are actually hiding. They're hiding a lot of not safe for work games on their itch.io, but the problem is that some of those games are outright banned, outright removed. Not just hidden, but outright removed. This is coming from r/visual novels on Reddit. Itch.io has effectively banned all adult content. Not safe for work no longer shows up on the search or recommendations. You can only view items with a direct link, which is essentially a ban. My game, Heartsworn Abyss, had its views plummet by 99%. If you aren't an already established developer, it's impossible to build a player base now. Your only option is all ages or go home. The official Discord creator has left an ominous salute emoji, no explanation given. Some games have been taken down altogether, not just shadow banned. Noticeably, the takedown includes this section. If you plan to collect money for your content, then you must adhere to the acceptable use policy of all respective payment processors that your account utilizes. Accounts that are in violation of our terms are not eligible for payouts. So essentially this itch.io situation and a couple of the payment processors, that's why this is going deeper than ever. That's why this is going deeper than ever, because this is actually affecting some people's livelihoods. This is actually, I'm gonna get some sketching here because I need to get some sketching real late already. But this is the main problem. This whole thing with itch.io is effectively hurting people's livelihoods. This is actually negatively affecting people's livelihoods. This is negatively affecting people's progress on developments on games and such like that. As that person said, if your game is being shadow banned because of the payment process situation, you lose about 9 gross over reach. You lose about 99% of your reach. And all because of the payment process, all because of, sites like Collective Shout, attacking these games, getting these games banned. And some games are effectively banned at this point. Some games are effectively banned at this point. Not just off of Steam, not just off of itch.io, but effectively removed from the internet altogether. I would argue some of those games are affected because of what's been going on. I would argue that some of those games have been effectively removed from the internet altogether. Removed from all storefronts. Deplatformed, if you will. And this has to stop. Like legitimately, this has to stop, or something's got to change. I said that before with Xbox, but I do agree that something has to change at this point. And it just feels illegal. And I agree, it does feel illegal. Like you're actually talking about, because we're more than just talking about games here. You are talking about people's livelihoods. A lot of people probably have careers riding on making these games and making people what. And they say the whole thing is like, go out and make your own games if you're complaining about it so much. Well, okay, well, we want to make the games we want, but now we're under the boot of the creative process, of the payment processors. So that's why I'm saying that this is more than just banning adult games, banning adult games, banning this, that, or the third. This is clearly an attack on creative expression. This is an attack on creative expression. And for someone like me, and I know for someone like you guys, a lot of people in this chat are not going to stand for it. A lot of people are not going to stand for it because they don't know when to stop. It's more than just jealousy and envy, Rocky. It's power. It's complete power. That's what these people want. That's what they want. They want power. They want all of that control. And sorry about that. I had to switch over. And we're only allowed to, yeah, exactly. We're only allowed to make, E-rated games. We're not. What's the point of the USRB? If they keep going at this, what is the point of the USRB at this point, or the ESRB? What is the point of PEGI? What is the point of CERO? Though all the ratings boards all the ratings boards for the video games and stuff like that. What is the point of those ratings now? If everything is just going to be banned, everything is going to be neutered. There's no creative expression because because our livelihood's on the line. We have to make everything that's safe, that is, adhere to the standards of what? A bunch of Australian feminists? To payment processors? This is effectively a war against creative expression. It's one of those reasons why I'm like, I'm not going to stop talking about this. I'm sorry. I'm just, in good consciousness, I'm not going to stop talking about this. Because that's how important this is. I'm sorry. If people have a problem with this, it's fine. But I'm not going to stop talking about this because this is an important thing. This is very important right now. And this situation will have long-term ramifications. There will be long-term ramifications behind this. So, before we move on to, Collective Shout and their little ish, there's more to this here. Of course, this is one from EB over at Blue Sky. It's not always shall ban any games tagged not safe for work, NSFW, adult, or erotic. So they don't show up in searches. Several devs have reported that their games have been removed from the site without any warning. This is going on to the point where where games are actually being removed from the site and they're not given a warning whatsoever. And the thing is, that's what they want. You won't own nothing and like it. You won't be able to make anything and like it. You have to subject to the slop. You can't be. Listen. Let's listen. You can't make GTA nowadays. You can't make Cyberpunk in this day and age. You simply can't. A lot of the raunchier, more, edgier, more in-your-face stuff that we enjoyed back in the day, growing up, they can't make that today. It's simply you look me in the eye and tell me that GTA can be made today. Look me dead in the eye and tell me that GTA could be that the edginess of, say, the PS2 era GTA games such as 3, Vice City, San Andreas. Tell me those games can be made today. Go ahead, try to tell me that those games can be made today. Do you really believe that? Exactly. Unless you're a big enough company like Rockstar, Take-Two, to be able to lobby that from the government, no, GTA can't be made today. A lot of your favorite stuff can't be made today. Because everything, and we've seen this before, everything is becoming too sensitive now. Everything's becoming too watered down. The edge has been, let's be honest here, the edge has been smoothing out way too much lately. And as a result, in a way, these feminist groups who've been active for years at this point, for even a decade, have gotten even more power. The blade has become, it's not even a blade anymore. It's not even a sharp edge anymore, though. And I know I want to get into the Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, because I think that's what we're going to be playing tomorrow on Peak Gaming. Because I might save Learning the Lost tweet for later. But there is some good news, and this came from not only from Mam Savvy, but this comes from an actual politician. This is Zakurishi on Twitter, who is very much a politician who is anti-censorship. I have received a lot of information from overseas, including Madam Savvy. In addition to the Australian group Collective Shout, they have called out Collective Shout by name, which has been pressuring Steam to regulate expression. The American group NCOS, National Center on Sexual Exploitation, which has been in existence since 1962, is also calling for Steam to strengthen its regulations. This is no longer speculation. They are themselves promoting as their track record on HPNX. HPNX, further analysis determined why global platforms and credit card brand related companies accept the appeal of these groups. But since these are the source of expression regulation, the side that protects them will need to cooperate with the overseas forces that we will continue to move forward. Now, here's the thing. I brought this up Wednesday on that Japan is finally pushing back. Japan is mounting a pushback on this. And freaking base Japan, by the way. They are mounting a pushback on this. They are basically the Visa processors, the payment processors such as Visa. Yeah, they're basically getting in trouble for this now. And at some point, it's got to stop. So I think it's really cool that now we're seeing Japanese politicians call out Collective Shout by name and addressing it directly. So that's a big W. I think that is a major W on this situation. Now, the situation has gotten even more insane to the point that now the big YouTubers are talking about it. The big YouTubers are talking about it. So I'm going to bring up, I'm going to put some links in the chat. I'm going to put some links in the chat. We're going to, and we might react to one of these videos, but Charlie, Moist Critical has talked about this. Mudahar, Some Ordinary Gamers, has talked about this. So it is going to the point where now everybody, the bigger names, are talking about this. And I watched the video last night from, of course, the Roach King himself, Asmongold. So we're gonna watch this video from Asmongold real quick. Speaking of which, by the way, to Asmongold and to the fan base, our hearts, my heart is out to you guys. If you guys do not know, earlier, I think earlier this week, Asmongold announced that his father has cancer. So he's having to deal with that. You know, it's why he's been streaming lately and such like that. And so Asmon, our thoughts and prayers go to you and your family, man. Very sorry to hear that, dude. Dude, you do great things, man. So, you know, best wishes from us, from all of us here on the Makini Draws channel and all that stuff, man. Best of luck, bro. So, let's go react. We're gonna react to Asmongold's video. So he posted this, I think I watched this last night, basically. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sorry.
Steam to
I am so sorry. Sorry about that. Let me start from the beginning. And by the way, the link to Moist Critical, Some Ordinary Gamers, and Asmongold's video, all links in the chat, guys. Go and check it out.
Hi guys, it's me again, and today we're going to talk about the parasite that is payment processors, primarily Visa and MasterCard, in between their very busy schedule of scamming random financially illiterate people into contracts with credit cards that have 30% interest. They've somehow also managed to fuck up the internet at the same time. So recently there's been a group called Collective Shout, which is, I know this might surprise you, a militant group of obnoxious Karens from, I believe, Australia, but let's be honest, it's going to be all over the world.
Sorry about that. I accidentally clicked out. So you know what? I deserve this one.
Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Yeah, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Yeah, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer.
Sorry, I boomered it. Okay, my bad. I accidentally R-worded myself out of the chat. Okay, all right. Let's try this again.
Card into refusing service with Steam and pressuring Steam to remove certain games off of Steam because these games hurt their feelings. Oh no, it's an incest game. Oh no, it's a fucking not safe for work game. It's a porn game. Who gives a fuck? Who cares? The thing is that, and this is the big issue that I have, I'm very agitated about this because I see where this is going. It begins with the incest games and it ends with whatever the fuck they want. And so if anybody remembers back in...
Okay. I'm going to stop right here. Because I've been saying this before, and I think a lot of people have said this before. It doesn't stop with them because it starts with these adult games, but then it's going to trickle down. How much you want to bet they would go after games like Stellar Blade next? How much you want to bet they would go after, you know, they try to go after Detroit Become Human, and in their defensive cuties, they can't provide any explanation on how defending cuties is okay, but going after Detroit Become Human for not even having the option to prevent any form of abuse actually happening. They can't say anything about that, can they? It's a double standard. It is not only is it a double standard, it is hypocrisy on a nuclear level. This is nuclear level hypocrisy with what Collective Shout is doing. This is nuclear levels of hypocrisy. To the point where it's just dangerous, honestly.
The 2000s, if anybody, 3,000 years ago, whenever they were talking about how Grand Theft Auto is causing school shootings and these video games are causing this stuff, what's to stop
video games? You remember the old rhetoric? Violent video games causes people to be violent. Remember that? Attractive female characters in video games make men sexist, right? And you notice how they only target. You notice how they always target the men because, as Madam Savvy pointed out, any woman who actually calls them out on it is basically ignored, or even in Madam Savvy's case, just being regarded as a man. They can't fathom these. Okay, be careful, Mac. Be careful. Watch your words, Mac. These feminists can't comprehend that a woman actually calling them out. They can't comprehend that women are not siding with them. Not even feminists are siding with this group. They have single-handedly united everyone under one umbrella, basically. We talk about divides. Everything is being in a divide right now. This isn't a left versus right issue because everyone is unified against them now. Everybody is unified at this point. So congratulations. Congratulations. Cut this out. You have unified everyone on how much we despise groups like you and how much we need to stand against groups like you. Because guess what? They're not leftists either. They're homophobes too. Yeah. They will go after they are that much they aren't much of a Karens. They almost want to argue that they are the worst and most dangerous type of Karens out there. Yes. Yes, they even want LGBTQ content banned as well. No, it's not a left versus right. No, Emerald, it's not a left versus right thing anymore. Everyone is universally against them. They have we found a so it almost feels like we found a common. We have a common ground. No, dude, no, seriously. That was the whole thing with Khalif Adams. He found out that they despise it. This Australian feminist group this is the LGBTQ community as well. He backed out real quick. But we have the receipts there, Booty Adams. Just saying. This is Puritanism in its final form. This is the final boss. This is the final boss of Puritanism. Like, not even. I was like, I'm thinking to myself, not even John Delafurry could grip this hard. Not even Della Rose could grip this hard. What was it? Somebody said a certain tune. Somebody said when I first did this. When I started this on Monday, somebody said somebody believed that they know a certain Tomb Raider fan would be taking their side, and I'm like, no, they go after Tomb Raider as well. No. But this is somehow. Oh, I don't know, and I don't care. It's Puritanism one and the same, and I have a strong stance against Puritanism, no matter what side of the aisle it's on. So, congratulations, Collective Shout. You basically have elevated yourselves to the final boss of Puritanism because you have actual influence and you can actually manipulate and bully credit card payment processors to do your bidding.
these disgusting fucking annoying Karens from being able to bully these processors into effectively not allowing us to play the video games that we want, not allowing us to consume the content that we want, and fundamentally at a very, very basic level, limiting our freedom of expression through effectively looking at the chain, finding the weakest link in the chain, and taking as much advantage of it as possible. And I want
And that's the thing. And that was the thing you got to bring up. Like the whole thing with these, these adult games, these, R-word, I-word games, they're the lowest. As Emerald pointed out the other day, it's going after the lowest hanging fruit. You use the lowest, you went after the lowest hanging fruit and using that as leverage. That's your, that is your leverage, basically. That is your tax write-off when you put it in that space. You're going after the lowest hanging fruit and using that as leverage against everything else to get more power and go after everything else. Well, I've said this on Monday, and I will say this now. No, I don't play those games. No, I have zero interest in playing those games. However, I will defend those games having a right to exist on these platforms. They have every right to exist on this platform. They have every right to exist on these platforms. If people want to play those games, then they're more than welcome to. Me, I'm not interested. That's too much for me, basically. But this is where the slippery slope fallacy steps right in. This is the slippery slope in every way, shape, and form. So yeah, if you want freaking proof, yes, I defend the right for these R-word games, these I-word games, these very edgy and degenerate titles to actually exist. Because when you start banning them, when you start banning these games one after another, when you start banning content like this, it's more than just games. They want media banned. You can't have a Grand Theft Auto made nowadays. You can't even have a Game of Thrones made nowadays. Like, really think about it. You cannot make if George R. R. Martin was able to make, if HBO was able to make a Game of Thrones, it would be so neutered, so watered down that it would lose any form of edge and any form of interest. It would lose any form of interest whatsoever. Because, yeah, with the OG Game of Thrones, you had all kind of things going on, you know? You had all kind of things going on, man. I joked about, like, the first couple of seasons of Game of Thrones being like, you just need every excuse to show titties. But I'm like, no, it's more than just that. You got some Sweet Home Alabama stuff going on here. You got some all kind of things going on there. And that made it interesting. I can't lie. But you can't make something like that today. There's no way. It just simply is impossible to make something like that today, especially with current sensibilities. Especially when everyone feels like they're under the thumb, under the boot of organizations like Collective Shout and these payment processors. The thing is that they don't understand what these people don't understand is that we have self-control. People have self-control. People are trained. Adults are adults. Those things are meant for adults. So yes, if adults want to make them, if adults want to make those games, if adults want to play those games, if adults want to see that kind of media and content, they're adults. They're able to handle it. Do not treat them like children. And on top of this, and I don't want to bring this up before we go to continue Asmongold's video. I'm going to bring this up. They have Collective Shout are pathological liars. They are pathological liars because they stated that Steam was marketing these adult games to 12-year-olds when that wasn't true, period. They have never marketed any of these kind of adult games to 12-year-olds. So what information did you get that from? I'm sorry, this group is a bunch of pathological liars. Anyway, let's continue.
To say another thing, Collective Shout and every other Karen Incorporated group, every other bullshit advocacy group that's trying to bully these payment processors, they are the symptom and they are not the disease. Because if you get rid of them, there's just going to be another one that replaces them that does the exact same fucking thing. The disease is the payment processors and the fact that they can act effectively as a cartel. They have total autonomy to deny service.
This is mafia tactics. Plain and simple. This shit right here is mafia tactics, plain and simple.
To anybody for any reason if they think that it will affect their brand. Well, why don't we go ahead and think about this in any other utility or any other service? Imagine if you can't get electricity because, oh, well, you use that electricity to go on websites that people disagree with or they don't like. And I have no problem with them denying service to something that is illegal, by the way. I think that's totally okay. But whenever
you want to deny service something totally illegal, it's okay, but then there's a slippery slope. Because you don't know when to control yourself, because you don't know when to stop. So yes, I agree. I agree that, yeah, you can deny, it's totally fine with denying services strictly illegal, though. But however, the caveat is that they do not know when to stop. They can't disseminate into what's legal and what's illegal in their eyes, basically.
These people want to create their own moral legality and then use these payment processors as a pseudo-government to enforce it as a pretty much monopoly across the entire internet. Exactly. That's not a free market. That's a fucking cartel. And I think they need to be regulated. I definitely do. And I think that's the only way that this actually solves itself. Now, obviously, it's great if we had new payment processors come into the space. And I know that a lot of people talk about crypto as a solution to this. I understand that. I personally think that you need to have more regulations for financial stuff, but that's a different conversation. The one thing that I think we can all agree on is that the current situation is bad. And anyway, so the issue that we have right now is that these payment processors are able to effectively limit our freedom of speech, limit our freedom of expression, tell us what we're allowed to see and what we're not allowed to see on the internet by denying service and refusing to do business with these different companies. Now, you might think that this is freedom of association, and to a certain degree, you'd be right. But the problem is that it's not a free market. If it was a free market, you would have some companies that would be willing to do it and some companies that would not. But the issue is because Visa and MasterCard control such a large market share of payment processing market, what that causes is it causes people to be forced effectively into using them as a service. And in the same way that you guys know this, if you live in an area that only has maybe one power service, or you live in an area that only has one internet service, oftentimes that service is either, there are two outcomes, guys. It's either regulated or it's garbage. And sometimes it's both. But I can guarantee you one thing, it's certainly not good. And the fact is that I understand some people might be against regulation, but I've got to tell you, okay, if you're sitting...
It's okay, here's the thing. A lot of... Okay. Because even that is it's a two-way street in regards to that. And it is very much a mixed bag in regards to this, because I agree it's a lot, but it is a double-edged sword. A lot of people, and I bet you a lot of people in this chat are not pro-regulation, are not for stuff to be regulated. And generally, I'm not. Generally, I'm not. However, that is a double-edged sword here. Do I think we need to have regulation every? No. But maybe take it on a case-by-case basis where some things might need to be. I'm going to get pushback for saying this, and I'm just saying take it on a case-by-case basis. Something like this might need to have some regulation behind it. And not, I'm strictly against overreach, because what's going on right now is a lot of overreach. It is going to be a lot, and it's going to be a lot more overreach if, you know, people are just going to be silent about it. It is. I'm not against Emerald saying I'm not against regulation. Not against regulation. I'm against overreach. Exactly.
On the internet using your smartphone complaining about regulation, you might as well just be a fish complaining about water. Everything is regulated. Your car is regulated, your phone is regulated, the battery in your phone is regulated, the data your phone receives is regulated. Everything in the world is regulated, but we're somehow supposed to think that, oh wow, these billion-dollar companies that, by the way, how the fuck does a credit card company make money? Oh, that's right, by scamming stupid people who don't understand math out of money, writing it off as a loss whenever they don't get the money back, and then being able to say that, oh, well, it's okay, we're not going to pay this off as a tax, because guess what? We didn't make any fucking money because we're signing contracts with massive interest rates to people that are financially illiterate. And so anyway, these companies exist as a parasite, okay? They are a parasite. They steal money from people. They are awful. And anyway, now we have a situation that they are affecting our freedom of speech on the internet. They are affecting our freedom of expression on the internet wholesale. And it's only going to get worse, because once these disgusting, fat, annoying, fucking just Karens go and they realize, oh, it works one time, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to just say, oh, well, that's it. Well, I heard The View got canceled today, so after this, they're going to be fucking bored. So they're going to keep canceling and trying to bully.
The View is not canceled. They're going on a summer break. I was watching Cloudfish TV's video yesterday. No, they're not getting canceled, guys. They're going on a summer break. Calm down. Calm the heck down. I know some of us is wishful thinking, but come on now. I think it's just more of a summer break.
These companies into doing even more things. And there's another not safe for work website. Oh, well, now there's another one. Oh, well, they shouldn't have to support porn. Yeah, they fucking should. The same as your internet provider should. The same as your electricity provider should. The same as your water provider should. Can you imagine if they decide to turn off your fucking water or your electricity because you're going to a porn website that they don't like? It's ridiculous. And so I think that we need to have a degree of accountability here. These companies enjoy a massive privilege in this market. They are effectively totally free to do whatever the fuck they want. And that is going to, unfortunately, negatively affect everybody else. And to be honest with you guys, how many of you know somebody who has credit card debt? It probably already has negatively affected people. And so anyway, my video, what I'm talking about right now, is that I think we need to spread more awareness to this. More people need to know about this, because if it doesn't stop here, it's going to keep going into politics. It's going to keep going into different worldviews. It's going to go into religious stuff. It's going to go into every single aspect that you can possibly imagine, because these companies are gun shy and they're afraid of any degree of pushback. So the best thing that you can do, by the way, is if there's ever an instance where people are trying to push for a payment processor to not do something, these companies are afraid of pushback and they're afraid of backlash. That's what they're fundamentally afraid of. So if you want to make it to where they don't do these things and they don't make these changes, you have to be louder than these screeching banshee, harpy, siren Karens. That's what you have to do. You have to do that. And if you don't, they're going to be a lot louder than you are. And that's what's happened for the last 10 years. And luckily, now, especially in the past 3 years, the majority of the internet has basically said, hoes mad, too bad. And we've decided to ignore them. However, they have found, as I said, that one weak link, which is the payment processors. And again, they are awful. They're terrible, but they are a symptom and not the disease. We have to look at these payment processors, how much of a monopoly and everything that they control inside of any online transaction, inside of anything that you're doing in terms of money. And are they using that position in some way that is beneficial for everybody? Is this something that subverts people's expression, or is it something that hurts it? Well, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? And so I wanted to make this video, and I wanted to talk to you guys about it, because I feel like nobody else is saying anything. A lot of people might not understand this issue, or they might think, oh, well, it's just a rape game or something like that. Here's where they should draw the line. Is it illegal? If it's illegal, then yeah, of course they shouldn't give it service. If it is, then yes, they should absolutely have to. It should be the exact same as an electricity company, as a phone company, as a internet company, as a water company, or anything else. The random debanking and removal of payment processing for certain people for certain ideological means is a massive problem, and it helps no one. And so anyway, except for them, obviously, because it gives them the power to censor things and effectively tell people what they're allowed to see on the internet, and effectively subvert the will of the people by acting as a pseudo-government because they're able to control this very small link in the pipeline. And so anyway, that's why I'm talking to you guys about this. I want everybody to be aware of this. I want people to see it, and I want you to be vigilant. And I can guarantee you, this is the worst thing. I can guarantee you that it's going to get worse. Yeah, because people, I don't think that there is enough awareness about this yet. I don't think that there's enough people talking about this. And I don't think people really understand this issue because there are still people who are afraid to speak out about it because they don't want to be seen as defending incest games. I have no problem defending incest games. I think that's totally fine. You want to play a fucking anime incest game on Steam? Go ahead. That's okay. Nobody's getting hurt because guess what? It's not real. Imagine.
It's not real. Let me say this one more time. It's not real. It's fiction. If you are not able to disseminate fiction from reality, if you're not able to able to tell the difference between fiction from reality, then you shouldn't be speaking up in the first. Then you shouldn't be able to be speaking out in the first, be complaining in the first damn place. Just because you can't disseminate fiction from reality doesn't mean that you get to dictate what other people enjoy, what other people, the media that other people consume. Do I need to say that louder for the people in the back? Because people cannot understand that. You cannot you treat fictional characters with more agency than you do real people. That's what's going on. You are treating fictional characters with way more agency than you do treating real characters. You do treat real life people. And we see that time and time again, especially on sites like Twitter. Whoa. Whew. Okay, so that was from Asmund Gold. Go check them out. Thank you, Asmund. That was a great video, and once again, much support. You got all of our support. No support over this hard time for you. I totally get that. I have a family members dealing with that right now, so all the best. Anyway, we're gonna end this on one more video. We're gonna end this on one more point, and this will be the last point in today's stream. So here's the thing, and I'm going to have to bring this up, and this stream will be age restricted based on the comments that I'm about to share. This stream will be age restricted. I'm just letting you guys know. This stream will be age restricted because of what I'm about to bring up, because this is coming from the horse's man. You gotta be kidding me! You gotta be kidding me!
Oh my God!
Oh, my leg! My leg!
Damn, damn, See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.
Ooh. Okay, so this is what was going to happen. So they went into private. Okay, so let me explain. Let me explain the situation. So they went into private yesterday, right? So they went into private, and then they unprivated to make this pinned tweet addressing everything they said. And then now I find out I was going to read this tweet out loud. I was going to read their post on their website out loud, but now they privated their account again. You know what? This is a full case. You know what? You can't make this up.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
But Ma'am Savvy got the tweet. So let's just read this from Ma'am Savvy. Collective shout unprivated, and then in their pinned comment away from when they were private, it still lists me as a man. This is, but by the way, okay. So Madam Savvy has been the biggest, most outspoken person about this whole ordeal, and she has done autistic levels of research. She has done autistic levels of research about this group and everything they're associated with and everything they've done in the past. She has been in back and forth. She has been in publicly back and forth spats against not only Collective Shout as a whole, but people who are working with this organization. By the way, this is not a non-for-profit organization. If you're getting that, I forgot how much it was. I think it was like 6 million. I think it equates to like 6 million last year. And they have people that are involved in the Australian government. So tell me that this is a non-profit organization. Tell me this is a non-profit organization. But so every time she has basically showed them a mirror, and every time she has basically ripped them to shreds, Collective Shout still lists her as a man because they cannot fathom the idea of a woman, of someone of their gender, calling them out, basically holding up a mirror to them. Madam Savvy has basically been using their own words against them, and she still lists, and they still list her as a man, which, by the way, is punishable by law in Australia. And I'm getting very close to filing a complaint.
Oh my God!
Oh my God. Savvy, please do. Please do. I would love for that. It would just be the biggest. I would love that. Oh, please. I would love to see that, because that would be, you could file them for misgendering you. That would be brilliant. That would just be the biggest headshot right there. Ooh. I would love that. I would love that. Please do. That would be brilliant. They are locking their posts down. They don't want their words posted on his tweet. So I think what is going on right now is that Collective Shout, everything, I think they've come to the realization that everything that they have been saying, everything that they have been posting, everything that they have been putting out on the internet is being used against them. And no matter where you, and just like with Sweet Baby Inc., just as what, you know, Master the TDS says with Sweet Baby Inc., no matter where they go, we will find them. No matter, they cannot hide anymore. You can private your account all you want to. You can private your account all you want to. You can go to other, like, you can go to like Blue Sky, whatever. Anything you post at this point, anything you say at this point will be documented. You wanted this spotlight. Now you're going to get it. You asked for the spotlight. Now you're going to get it. You get what you asked for. There will always be people who will be archiving everything you say moving forward. You cannot hide. And I guarantee, and no amount of trying to bully payment processors or trying to get sites shut down will stop that. The internet never forgets. So you are being watched under you're being under the microscope for probably the rest of your existence at this point. You will be under the microscope because you have way too much power. You have way too much power and influence, and it needs to stop. These payment processors, way too much power and influence. Something's got to change. Because let's be honest, at this point, it's feeling like it's becoming less and less of a free market society. I don't want to get into politics or anything. I'm just saying, I'm noticing that it's slowly becoming less and less of a free market society, you know? If stuff is getting banned left and right. I'm just saying. But this is what I said they're gearing up for. And they and other groups are labeling Grok's AI as prawn and childlike. Of course they are. Of course they are. Of course they are. They're labeling the Grok AI as prawn and childlike because every single time. The reason I'm clapping is every single time they do this. Every single time you see this with antis, anything that is, they label anime as childlike. Every single time. To get it banned from Apple payment processors, the UK, and any government performing overreach. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to label the AI as a way to get it banned from any payment processor at this point. And they want to try to do it with Twitter. This is not an enlightenment. This is a slavery to females who have no love or joy on no purpose. You know what? You know what? Just for that one, you do it. They chase bakeries, lip gloss ads, makeup ads, Detroit Become Human, GTA, but celebrate Cuties, a 2020 film with real child exploitation where 650 little girls twerked in auditions. They lie and throw their fits, and now they're terrified. Like I said on Wednesday, they're scouring like cockroaches at this point. By the way, these are tweets that they pointed out that Mab Savvy collected, by the way. Collector Shout, ban prawn on X. Why Elon Musk needs to clean up his platform. According to Children's Commissioner site for England, the platform where young people are most likely to encounter prawn, is 41% of kids who have never seen prawn online and saw it on X. Let's continue. This is lovely. This is brilliant. I love this. This is coming from their own app. This is coming from their own website, by the way. And by the way, you don't think that people are keeping tabs on what they post on their own website too. Don't be surprised if people are going to be keeping tabs on their website. Anything they post is probably going to be archived too. But I love that she highlighted this comment. When men who claims this R-word simulation game, along with other misogynistic content they consume, has no bearing on real-world behaviors, send us sexist abuse and threats, we can't help but notice the irony. You're pathetic. By the way, when men, you label Madam Savvy is a woman. So that is already discrimination, by the way. That is actually discrimination. When men who claim this, Madam Savvy is a woman. So that's what we call a COD 4K.
They got your ass on camera.
Niggas ain't got me on no fucking camera.
This is the clearest video I've ever seen. This is the most HD shit ever. This is 4K. How did they get you in 4K?
That ain't me.
I like how DOJ's like, they summoned their own trap card. They summoned a trap card on themselves. Trap card on themselves. I'm sorry. This one right here is just like so full of crap. I'm just like so just really. And Madam Savvy, you had Madam Savvy's tweet at the bottom. Are you kidding me? Tell me that this isn't a cell phone. Tell me this. Yes. By the way, this is in Australia, so yes, you can get punished for misgendering. Oh, please go forward with that, please. Please file a complaint. Please file a complaint. I would love that, please. That would be brilliant. Oh my god. Oh, I love it. But just remember, guys. Just remember, they want to claim this. And hey, hold a second. I think I screen capped this. I think I screen capped this tweet right here. If I can find it. I don't think I have it. Oh, wait, do I have it here? Let me see. Oh, yes. Okay, so here's the thing I love. This is from Ellis Kennedy. Ellis Kennedy on Twitter, who is also who works alongside Collective Stout, and they want to be like, they want to act like they're the moral arbiters, that they're above you, that you are that they're above you, that they are more mature than you are, that they're better than you are, that they're more adults than you are. And yet, here, guys, let's go through this. Let's go through this real quick. This is their insults, by the way. This is their little level of grade school. This is the grade school insults right here. This is from the mature feminist organization here. Someone reach out to Game Boys. What the freak is that? They need help urgently. Brains rotted from CSAM grape and Sweet Home Alabama games. Now they're chasing after women with grape and that were threats. False accusation for holding because their own TS and CS because they can't stand their own CSM grape in Sweet Home Alabama games. This is schoolyard level insults. Are you this pathetic? Are you that pathetic? All these sick, brain-rotted, P-word gamer fetishes, so desperate to get their hands on Grape, My Little Sister, Sweet Home Alabama games. They now exchange clues on how to find them so that they don't all die overnight. This is the feminist organization here, by the way. This is the feminist organization here, by the way. This is them. Like, you can't make this. Guys, I'm telling you. Listen to me right now. You can't make this.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
Best you could come up with for your little pushbacks. This is the best you could come up with. Doubt you and your 5 friends have seen any dried otherwise, apart from your self-made prony anime versions, of course. Pervert nerds are responsible for most of society's ills. Prove me wrong. Another prawn-soaked pedo announcing their depravity on social media. This is their responses. It is pathetic, childish schoolyard insults. Who is the they're acting like toddlers. They claim to be the mature people in the room, and yet they have the mindset of a toddler. Like, are you serious right now? Are you serious? Like, this is the best you can come up with. And they can't clap back. They can't what we saw, for what I showed on Wednesday, they can't answer. They don't have any arguments. They can't make any arguments. Like, seriously, they cannot make any arguments. They don't have any legitimate arguments. They don't have a legitimate way to push back. Let's be honest here. Like, come on now. This is what I think. They're supposed to be the mature ones in the room, right? They're supposed to be the mature adults in the room. You know what this is?
Hear me good, nigga. I'm here to double down. That shit is a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
It's a 2-pack of ass, man. I think what it is like, it's so easy to like dunk on them. They make dunking on them so easy. Like, it is so easy to just destroy their arguments. I'm serious. I think it's just so easy to destroy their arguments at this point because they have none. Because this group has none. This was their article. Not real freedom of expression. Don't like it, don't play it. Responding to gamers' defenses of Steam R-word game. Because they result to ad hominems. They don't have an argument behind this. They result to ad hominems, basically. And they want to address everybody as this men are the ones that are having a problem with calling all of us, because we want to defend our quote-unquote grape, sweep home Alabama kind of games. Guess what, bitch? Guess what, bitches? You're going against creative expression because it never stops with people like you. It never stops. You have what you were given an inch, and now you're taking an entire entire 5 miles at this point. And you think that you know better than everyone else. This is because all of this, what you're doing here, is nanny state behavior. This is straight up nanny state. That's what you want to be. That's what you've been trying to be for the past, decade at this point? That's what you've been trying to be for the past decade at this point. And everything has been documented. Everything. Every little thing has been documented of what you've been doing. So congratulations. You brought this on yourself. Congratulations. You played yourself. Congratulations, you played yourself. And now everyone sees it. You can lie. I'm saving this tweet. I'm saving this tweet, by the way. I am saving this one right here. This is going into me, Paul, because you know what? Because they want to come out and say we never were against advertisements. We were never campaigning against all of these over sexualization advertisements, when that is a blatant lie. That is a blatant lie. Quote, I didn't do that. I have never once used those screenshots that are unrelated to each other. Other people did appear in the single complaint mine. You went after a bakery for text, lip gloss for sexualized lip gloss, and take pride in sending off emails and harassing businesses. You admit in your own tweets you have low-level staff at you harass low-level staff at department stores over ads and posters. Understand that. You are doubling down and then bring in whitewashing. You double down and then bring in whitewashing, basically. Now I know to describe the. So you stand for bullying companies out of raising. Let's not. Let's not forget this. By the way, for those who are brand new to this chat, they went after Playboy. They went after Playboy for hosting, for supporting a charity for breast cancer. We support the fight against breast cancer, except when it's coming from a company that we don't like. I just want people to remember that. They went after Playboy for hosting a breast cancer awareness charity. Tell me you're not evil without telling me you're. Tell me you're evil without telling me you're evil. And you want to bully low-level employees? You want to harass businesses over sexualized ads too? You really want to go there? You really want to go there? And yet you defend cuties. I think I don't know if I don't know how anymore I can say this. Collective shout. This group is pure evil. This group, this organization is pure evil. And shit like this is why I'm speaking up. It doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. It could be a company that. It could be somebody I despise. It could be a company I despise. It could be an organization I despise. But I will always have respect for anyone who's willing to host a charity for breast cancer. I'm willing to show respect for anyone hosting a charity for cancer awareness in general, or any illness. And you went after Playboy just because it's a company that you don't like is doing something for a good cause. That's why I say these people don't care about real victims. They don't care about real abuse victims. They don't care about it. And they want to go after fiction. They want to go after stuff that I care about, stuff that people care about. By the way, they went after a bakery just for this. Just for this shirt saying, we got the best buns in town. Gotta be kidding me. Ooh, Cabino, yes, there's not even a single story about that. Yeah. So, but really, you went after sexualized slogan that leaves young employees vulnerable to sexual harassment, all because they had a shirt on, all because of a bakery had a shirt that said, "We got the best buns in town." You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be freaking kidding me. Speaking of which, Punk, thank you for the 99-cent super sticker. I really appreciate that. And I find that vastly untrue. Actually, I find that actually false advertising. Honestly, to this, I'm sorry to Brumby's Bakery. This is false advertising because you do not have the best buns in town. We do. I'm just saying, I find it false advertising here because we got the best buns in town. All right, we got the bakery here. We got the peak. All right, we got the peak. We're the peak gooners. That's right. We're the peak gooners around here. Okay. Peak gooners. We're the peacooters around here. Okay. No, man. Them's fighting words. Okay, fighting words. It said town, not the world. Okay, fair. Okay, fair enough. In town, I'm just saying. I'm trying to defend we're trying to defend our bakery here. Okay, I'm just saying. We got a title to uphold. Okay, this is the CSF Nation. Okay, you're fun. Okay, we got the best bakery around here. We got the best bakery around here. Oh my god, listen. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. We have peak gaming tomorrow, and I think we will do I think we're gonna do Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. We're gonna do Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. Speaking of which, I'm very happy about that. I'm very much looking forward to it. I'll probably get it on PS5 because I'm hearing that the PC is having like serious optimization issues. So I'm probably going to hold off on the PC version. I'll probably just get a PS5 version. But I'm thinking tomorrow we're going to do Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. I probably need to get it. I'll see if I can get my copy today. I would like to get my copy today. But we'll probably go over this article from Manga Lawyer, learning the law on Twitter about the gamers 60. Oh my god. Oh yeah, we need to talk about this. And by the way, just remember, it's Gooner approved. Just remember, this game is Gooner approved. Being Gooner approved is apparently a negative. Just remember that, okay? By the way, the person who wrote that review on Xbox Era completely nuked his entire Twitter account. He is gone from Twitter. He completely deleted after the backlash he got. Well, come up here and tell me this game is. So apparently having an attractive female character is a negative. It's Gooner approved, okay? Just sir. Apparently, so having an attractive female character is a warrant to dock a negative point. All I can ask you this is
Doesn't that make you gay?
I'm not apologize for that clip. Hey, apologize for that. Like I said, sometimes you don't hate journalists enough. But we'll I'll try to get. Whoa! I cannot. Oh! Wow. Okay. I hope I do not get that. Wow. I'm not going to scroll down on that one. Wow. That meme. Wow. Sorry. Sorry. I scrolled down and somebody had a meme of Kevin James saying Melanie Mack's favorite word. So, yeah. Whew. We gotta be careful about that. Whew. Somebody said the game. Yeah, they said the gamer word. No, somebody made somebody posted a meme and it's basically that's Melanie Mack's favorite word up there. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, it's just, whew. Let's just say bundle of sticks, okay? It's funny, but dang. It's bundle of sticks or a British cigarette. Let's say it that way. Whew. Whew. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. You guys have been amazing. Thank you for this week of streams. Once again, I'm not gonna stop talking about this. Like I said, I am going to keep everybody up to date because I think spreading the word is very important. And I do 1,000%, and I do agree with Kirsha and Joss on this, and that you really want to make a big change. Bring this up, go reach out to your local, reach out to your state representative. Yeah, reach out to your state representative about the Fair Access to Banking Act, because it's the payment processors that are probably the biggest culprits aside from, the feminist organizations. It is the payment processors as well, the Visa, the MasterCard. So guys, definitely if you want to go ahead and do that, if you really want to make a change, reach out to your state representative and tell them about the Fair Access to Banking Act as well. And I have links to everything. In the chat. So just scroll up. I'll have links to everything in the chat. Links to all the videos that we covered this morning is in the chat as well. You guys have been amazing. And I want to end on a positive note. I want to end on one more positive note. Now, so as everybody has been noticing, I have been struggling with getting Cyberpunk. I have been back and forth on trying to get Cyberpunk to work with patch 2.3. Well, I am very happy to know that the mods, I actually did a whole refresh of all the mods, so I don't have that many mods as much as I used to, but I was able to get most of my mods to work now on 2.3. And guess what? Let me find my photo. I was testing this out, and I wanted to make sure I got this right, but the mod works. The mod works again. Yes. She is back. Saya is back. The mod finally works because, so for context, this is my female V. The most important thing about this is getting is a specific face mod. It has to, I have been struggling to get this mod to work, and I was finally able to do it last night. So I am very happy to rejoice that My female V is back finally in all of her glory, because I've been using a different face. I've been using a different like face and iris mod the whole time ever since trying to get 2.3 to work. So I'm just really happy that I got the face mod just right. Okay. My body mod worked. Yes. The body mods have been working too. Not only the face mod's been working, body mods, reshade mod. This is cyberpunk, by the way. This is to ask Hypnotic Rapture. This is cyberpunk. This is my modded cyberpunk. So, but I am going through some of the newer missions and quest lines in 2.3. So I'll be going through that, and we're kind of getting close to the very end of the game. So I'm like, dang, I'm very sad about that though. I don't want it to end. I don't want the game to end, but it is. So, if I can't get Wu Chang Fallen Feathers by tomorrow, then we'll be continuing our Stellar Blade playthrough. We will be completing our Stellar Blade playthrough tomorrow. So don't worry. So we'll have something up for the table. So Pete Gaming tomorrow. Makini Live is back Sunday. Also, I forgot to mention, yesterday was also Bubblegum's birthday. So I will be... So the girls aren't going to come back until I get a new design ready for Bubblegum. But I forgot to bring this up. Yesterday was Kiki's birthday. So we do need to come up with a new design. We need to come up with a new design for Kiki. So I've been using this one for the longest time, and I think she is finally overdue. That's when the girls will finally be able to come back. So I think on Sunday we'll start kind of piecing together a new design for Kiki moving forward. Did you get other clothing modifications for Stellar Blade? Oh, my dear Hypnotic and Rapture. Oh, my dear sir. Oh, my dear sir. You have let me show you the list here. So this is my mod list for Stellar Blade. This is my entire mod list for Stellar Blade. This is my reserved mod list for Stellar Blade. So to answer your question, I have been doing the entire playthrough of Stellar Blade, the PC playthrough with mods. And I have been like testing a bunch of mods too. I've been testing like back and forth and down during the meantime. But so far, with a good chunk of the mods, I have been absolutely loving. Absolutely loving. And I think like kind of my favorite mods aren't actually the outfit mods, but it's actually the makeup. It's actually the makeup, surprisingly. Yes, she will. Yes, she will. Yes, she will. So the answer to Hypnotic and Rapture, yes, I have been going on a mod. I've been going on a modding spree with Stellar Blade throughout my entire playthrough. So a lot of the photos that you guys see here, this is of mods. So these are all mod support here. So it's been really, really cool to really get into that. So really good, great stuff. So tomorrow we'll be back for Peak Gaming. I think probably around 6 p.m., 7 p.m. So we'll try to get. I'm going to try to get Wu Chang Fallen Feathers for PS5. If it's not Wu Chang, then we will do Stellar Blade, and we'll do Stellar Blade. We'll probably finish up our playthrough of Stellar Blade. But we have some gaming news that we do need to go over, such as like the stuff with Ubisoft. The Eve modifications are always making me thirsty. You know what? I can't lie. You ain't wrong, man. You are not wrong. Like some of my favorite shots. It's just like I love I think it's just I love the makeup. I love the makeup. So I've been playing around with like a different like makeup settings for Eve during my PC playthrough. And it's like, you know what? The added like eyeshadow, like the included like the change to like red lipstick, adding that darker eyeshadow is just like a chef's kiss. And then I've been using this mod or this makeup as well, which is another different makeup. It's a much more darker eyeshadow, a much more darker, redder color lipstick as well. So yeah, those are actually my favorite mods. I'm not joking. The makeup is my favorite mods. The makeup. And it feels like we probably should have had. I would have loved if we had makeup customization in the base game, you know. But now I found out, actually, before I go, there's actually a somebody went out of their way to put a it's a mod that is basically custom slots. So now you can have custom slots, custom outfit slots for all your mods. And that is crazy. That is just absolutely freaking crazy. So if you're not playing Wu Chang and listen to Liu Tang, I'm not tuned in. Okay, I'll remember that. I can't play it live, but I'll make sure to remember that. Listen to Wu Tang. Anyway, guys. Thank y'all so much. Smack that like button, make it jiggle. Smack the subscribe button, make it jiggle. Guys, we got 21 people watching. You guys have been absolutely amazing. I love y'all. I love every one of y'all. Massive thank you to everybody in the CSF Nation. Join the channel for as low as $1 a month. I gotta get back to make some art again, man. I gotta get back to making some art again. So it's just been work has been crazy, and a lot of this stuff has been crazy. And as far as everything that's been going on with the payment processors, with the censorship and everything, I will not stop talking about this. Of course, I will not stop talking about this. I will continue to keep you guys updated on everything that's going on within this situation, because this is very important. A huge shout out to Madam Savvy for the amount of work she has been doing. Amount of work. She might have posted protected again. You can go back every tweet, turn off the comments, and won't stop everything. It's all archived. Your words, your beliefs, your intent, your slander, your lies, your cries, your pathetic falsehoods, your drivel. Everyone knows on and off private makes people more suspicious. You cannot hide from the light. I have dissected you at a molecular level. Your reign of terror ends this year. It was a good 30-year run. All of it's crashing down because some woman in a basement dared to ask, "Who are you?" Such fragility. I am feeling emotionally wounded, and yet you still refer to me as a man. I have given you so much time to correct it. Perhaps today I am feeling motivated enough to file with an Australian Human Rights Commission. You know what? You know what? You know what? Savvy, that is a Don DeMarco right there. Don DeMarco. This is absolute cinema. This is absolute cinema. This is Madam Savvy right now. Madam Savvy's got that Bully McGuire. She is. Madam Savvy is out for blood. She is out for blood at this point, and I am so for it. Madam Savvy, I can't thank you enough for this, for just the amount of incredible work that you have been doing through this time. If you guys are not subscribed to Madam Savvy, please do so. Follow her on Twitter. She has been on fire with everything that's been going on. She has been dissecting, and no, you cannot hide from her. The poor sap who has to be in the cross. I feel so sorry for anyone who has to be in her crosshairs. She is a damn sniper at this point. It's like freaking. She is Agent 47. Okay. That's some sick fan. That's a bro. She is a, oh my god. What the hang on, hold on a second. Maybe it's because we're sick of poontang Jewish slop Savvy, which you defend your dying graph because you're being paid by them on YouTube. Don't even try to gaslight Savvy. You're just using your artistic thought influence when all know that you're a degenerate yourself and being a bisexual. You defended a CIA, a Mossad OPA group, no mercy. People are sick of Poontang games. They're sick of NSFW games. We want games the way back it was. Don't like it? Tough-ish. Go to your precious Nutaku where you can play all the damn Poontang Jewish slop games you want. People like you make me sick. Every single one of you YTers are bought and paid for by Jews to push this BS culture war psyop as part of Project Esther and Project Mockingbird. Get bent. I don't know how to respond to that. Sir, you seem mad. You seem very, very mad right now. You seem very, very mad right now. This is what it's like.
الذي يتمطمط انت اللي يتمطمط بالحب بالبذاء ويدخل لمن يدفع تحوى لا انت اللي بدأت انا اخرس لا يا انت اللي بدأت يا شاكر انت اللي شاكر يا اخوان انت اللي بدأت لا يا انت اللي بدأت يا سيد لا
You're right. You know what, Hypnotic Rapture, you're totally right. You were totally right. So just you're totally right. Okuyasu.
Okuyasu, I heard it as clear as day. This sick fuck said the N-word. I just remembered I have a meeting at 8:30. Racist!
I mean, that sounds a little anti-Semitic. You know what? You are totally right. I have not played this in a long time.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
I think Beast Gohan of Truth needs a hug. I think he needs a hug. I think you need to go back to your medications, sir. Sir, do you need a hug? Let's kill with kindness, okay? Let's get. I'm just saying, I think he needs a hug. I'm just saying, I think he needs a hug. You seem mad. I'm just saying, you think you need to calm down there, you know. Anyway, guys, I'm out. I love y'all. I'll see you all next time. I'm Makini 90, Arts German Illustrator, and thank you for tuning in to this crazy week of streams here on Makini in the morning. Thank you for waking up and spending your morning with us. Until then, stay cute, stay sexy, have fun, take care, much love. Never, under any circumstance, apologize for wanting attractive women in your media, especially in your video games, because beauty is now counterculture. And above all else, never stop drawing. Have a wonderful rest of your Friday, guys. I hope to see you all tomorrow. I love y'all. Peace.
Cute, sexy, and fun. And that is definitely the best way to describe our channel members, too. We'd like to thank everyone in the CSF Nation for your incredible support. Join the channel for as low as $1 a month. You get access to exclusive art drops that Makini drops every 2 months for his channel members. And all your support goes to helping out the channel and helping Makini put out the best content he can for you all to view and you all to enjoy. He appreciates all of your support, and we also appreciate your support as well. CSF Nation for life. Mwah! Gracias. Thank you for tuning in to Makini in the Morning and getting your morning started off on the right foot with us. If you enjoy this program, please smack that like button and make it jiggle. Share the show out to everyone you know. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everyone. Become a channel member for as low as $1 a month. You want to support Makini further, and if you want to see more content from Makini and help him reach his 6K subscriber goal, hit that subscribe button. He would really, really appreciate it. I am Marisa Tali, producer and weather girl for this very program, and we all wish you a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe out there. We will see you all next time here on Makini in the Morning. Mwah! Makini in the Morning is filmed before a live studio audience at Makini Studios in Arcadia Village's South Tower, right here in Pacific City. We know that you guys love waking up with us here on Makini in the Morning, but if you would like to actually be in the live taping of Makini in the Morning, all you have to do is visit youtube.com/Makini90 or call 765-9077 toll free for free tickets. We would love to see you here in the audience for our next Makini in the Morning live show. Makini in the Morning is produced by Silver Night Productions with Makini Jones Productions in association with Nisla Zapai Television and Makara Banks Entertainment, and is distributed by CSF Nation Domestic Television Distribution.